This was my first truck. Let's see, I bought it in 1995. Don't remember how many miles it had on it, but I kept it until 97. Dad drove this truck until 2016 when, best I recall, the brakes went out on it. Dad at the time was up in his 70s, and he wasn't able to fix it himself, and I was in the prime of my career, I guess you'd call it. Didn't have time to fool with it. Dad had another truck, so he just started driving that other truck, and this one just sat and went downhill. I finally got the gas tank down. Well, I got some bad news about my fuel tank. I'd say the one in the rear ain't much better. That is some nasty stuff. I have ordered a tank and a pump and also a electric pump in line, the high pressure pump. So I'm going to blow them lines out, make sure they're clear before I hook all the new stuff up. I think maybe this thing will start once I get some gas in her. She's got spark compression, so I'm gonna throw a little gas at her and see what she does. I'm gonna roll under this truck here and show y'all a little bit of what we got going on underneath here. This area here is where the 19-gallon front fuel tank was. You see this brace is pretty much rusted out, so I need to address that situation. The bed itself, it's bad, but it's not as bad as I had thought originally. Brake line is busted, leaking down the rear diff there. All right, I've got some of the supplies in to try to get this truck running again. I got a new front fuel tank, got the high pressure pump, got a fuel filter, we got a new pump for the tank. I got some 3/8 hose and some 5/16 hose. Well, I crawled under here with the intention of putting the new fuel tank on, temporarily anyhow, and looked at this wiring harness here, and this little connector has a broken wire and another wire which is just about to break. I got the new electrical connector hooked up there today. I have went ahead and put the new filter on and got it hooked into the fuel send line. I'll go ahead and hook up that fuel line and run from here on back to the tank, and we'll see what she does. Well, I've got all the hoses hooked up to the gas tank and the electrical connector. I'm gonna see if the thing will start. I put a little gas in it. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little antifreeze in here. It's got I don't know, maybe halfway full or something antifreeze. I'm gonna go ahead and top that off. Take a look underneath, see if we're leaking anywhere. Not seeing anything coming out. All right, I got a little bit of gas in this thing, in the new tank, that is. Got it hanging down there. I got the cheapest die-hard battery, a red. I'll try to crank it here. See what happens. Let's see if we got any gas coming up. Yep, there it is. About to get there. That didn't sound good. It sounded a little rough. thing will be firing now. She was a cranking today, but just couldn't get her to bust off. Now we've lost the spark, so we're gonna have to deal with that. Well, I think I figured out why I don't have any fire. I have somehow knocked the wire off of that coil there. How in the world did I do that anyhow? I don't know. Alright, put this wire off the coil here. This light. Let's see if she'll flash for us. I'll have to turn that key on. Fired right off. Can't hardly believe that. Didn't expect that at all. Didn't even sound that bad. I am so surprised. And that's the truth. I did not expect that thing to fire off that quick. That thing's first run in years. Let's see if she'll do it again. Put my air back on, air hose. Put that air hose back on there, see if we can shut some of that hissing up. We'll try also to start her with the key. Put this wire back on the solenoid there. Like the oil pressure is decent. We have a runner. Hey folks, I don't know that I made it clear what ultimately got Old Blue back to running. So let me tell you, it was a whole new fuel system. I had to replace the tank because the other one was rusted out. I had to replace the pump because the old one would not work. The pump in the rear fuel tank, it also did not work, but I've not done anything with that yet. And I had to replace all the fuel lines and the inline high pressure volume pump. It did not work. So we had to do all that. I thought I would have to replace the injectors, but I've not done that yet. I may still have to. It is running fairly well for having sat for 10 years, but we'll run it for a while and see if we have to replace that fuel rail or injectors or anything. So I thought I'd just jump on there and let you know for sure what I thought it was that got the thing going again. That in the video I did mention the wire being off the coil, but I think I did that myself somehow or another. I have no clue how I did it. But when I first started cranking on the thing, I did have fire, and after I cranked for a while, no more fire. And I found that loose wire the next day, so I'd say I somehow, some way, got down in there and disconnected that. All right, back to the video. Well, not bad. It's raining, as you can hear. I might take that thing apart and clean it up a little bit, just for the fun of it, get all the spider webs out of it. I've got both rear brakes disassembled, and I have the cylinders ordered. Should be in tomorrow. Plus, I got to get some brake line. Get all that and get this thing back together. Hopefully, we'll have some brakes. Well, I am currently in the process of putting brakes back on. As you can see, I've already got this one done. I did not put new shoes on. I may regret that. But those, as you can see, they have plenty of pad left on them. So, we'll chance it. I got all the parts ground down. I did put new cylinders on and pins. I was surprised that those pins, you have to buy them separately. You'd think those things would come as a pair. They were like $6 a pin at O'Reilly's. Advance had on for $7. I did grind everything down. I didn't grind everything down. I wire wheeled all the pieces and parts. And my hand also got it twice. Plus I got my knee once. This one here, it's still yet to go. I've got the pieces and parts laid out here. I had to order another pin. I ordered the pins from O'Reilly's yesterday, day before yesterday, and got them in just fine. Went and picked them up. Tried to order some more, and it said that it was not an option to get them at the local store. I had to have them delivered, and shipping was $118. And I said, no, thank you. So I ordered some from Advance Auto. Advance's website said that they came in a box of 2. So I ordered those. They were $7.29 or something like that. Went and picked them up. There was only one, and the guy said he could have another one in at noon. So I told him I'd pick that up tomorrow. But like I say, the website said it's a box of 2. It wasn't. It was a pack of 1. And I read in the comments on their website, and everybody was complaining about that being $7.29 for one pin. I don't care about that part. It's the thing saying that it was a box of 2 when actually there was just 1. That's a little aggravating. Anyhow, you'd think that when you was getting pins for those cylinders that they would come in a pack of 2, because you got to have 2. Here's what it is. Well, I got the new brake line on. It's not bent factory, but it's bent good enough. Alright, I've got the bed ready to lift off for the most part. I'm sure there's a few bolts that I'll still have to cut from underneath. I have no good way of lifting this bed up. I don't have a lift. I don't have a big enough tractor, I don't think, to lift it up. I'm going to try it with that little old Kubota 29 horse over there, but I don't know if it'll have enough gumption to pick that bed up or not. I'm going to give it a shot anyhow. I'll strap this bed up here and see if I can lift it. We just make do with what we got. Try to rig up ways of doing stuff. Might not always be the safest, but not dead yet. Here we go. Alright, get under here and look and see what we're holding up on. It's that ball there in the middle. Looks like we're broke loose. Got a couple I'm gonna have to work on. Let me get the old sawzall out and see if I can see what a mess this frame is in. Alright, I think I got all the bolts cut out. That ball there, it's still slightly attached, but I think I put some pressure on it. Shackles. Maybe it'll pop free. Gone. We'll see. think we're free. That was quite the workout right there. And I still need to get it away from this thing. Especially like right there. Today I'm going to do a little flappy disking. You can see my frame is nice and rusty, crusty. I'm going to try to do what I can to get some of that rust off there. And then we'll coat it with some rust preventer undercoating stuff. Let's get this die grinder set up and see if we can stir up a little dust here. Ground that down a little bit. This here is what I'm using to basically paint the frame. It's Rust-Oleum 2-in-1. I think it says reform and seal. It's got a very strong smell to it, I can tell you that. You need to have your garage or wherever you're working at well ventilated if you're going to use that. I'm getting ready to pop open the door here. I'm going to try to put a little bit of this right there. You know how us guys get a little impatient, want to see how things are going to look when they're done. Well, that's sort of what I have done with this painting. I went ahead and painted a little piece there just to get a general idea how it's going to look before I finish sanding and cutting and welding and all that good stuff. Now that I know, I guess I can go back to sanding a little bit. I have been painting on this thing, rust proofing it for the past 2 or 3 hours. You probably can't tell a whole lot about it on camera. So it's looking better. Hopefully we'll get it before too long. Well, I have been quite busy behind the scenes working on the old blue Ford. I've been grinding, sanding, painting, rust proofing, whatever. Got it looking halfway decent. I'm waiting on my welder. I'm gonna plate this here, and I gotta get this shackle off of here, so I gotta get this, well, I gotta get some jack stands first of all, get that frame set on, and do some plating on that. Then up at the front, underneath, I have started getting some rust proofing done on that. I'm gonna get the axle painted up there. I'm gonna have to get some more dust covers for the brakes there. Those are rusted out. You can see I've got that frame blackened out. I'm gonna have to get some new shocks too. The shocks are pretty well shot on this thing. She's coming along slowly but surely. I'm not in any hurry. I'm going to do a little cleaning on this front brake, front hub, the whole 9 yards. I got it in a good mess, got it all tore down. Pieces laid out. I'm going to put it in my parts cleaner bucket and clean some of this mess up. I'll probably have to replace a seal or two. There's one I found there somewhere that is broken. I'm just going to go ahead and throw stuff in the parts bucket there. I don't know what kind of shape this stuff is in, being as this truck hasn't been ran in years. But I'll just go ahead and clean it up a little bit. Get grease all over everything. Well, I'll just wipe it off this rag. I think that seal right there needs to be replaced. Don't look all that pretty. Nice and cruddy. I'm sure that camera ain't picking that up because I can't even hardly see it myself. I'm going to run out to Advance Auto and get the seals that I ordered yesterday. Seems like I'm out there every day, once or twice. Let's go again. Little boy I had out there helping me yesterday, he couldn't hardly figure out what we was looking for. I had one there to show him, but his computer was saying an inner and an outer seal, and me or him, neither one could figure out what we needed. Don't know whether it's inner or outer. It's inner, I guess. Beats me. It ain't really a seal, it's just a washer is all it is, a piece of rubber. It don't have the spring type thing. I don't know. Find out when we get out here. I'll take my old one in, match them up and see what we got. Well, I don't know if they got the right thing in or not. The inside diameter of the one that the two that they ordered for me seems smaller than the one that I took off. They told me to take it home and try it. Didn't work, bring it back. So I may be bringing it back. I hope not, because that's a lot of extra gas running back and forth. It's only like 10 miles, but that's almost a gallon of gas in this truck, which is almost $5. You do that 2 or 3 times a day, that adds up. All right, it's the moment of truth. Let's see if this seal will work. This is the old one. You see the edges are all frayed and bad shape. This is the new one. You can sort of tell by looking at it that it's smaller, but the guys at the Advance were adamant that this is going to work. But we'll see. I'm gonna have to get my glasses because I can't see. It's gonna have to have some give to it if it's gonna work. Well, I guess it does, as long as it don't pop off of there. All right, get one put on the other side. Looks like it fits on there pretty good. Part number for CarQuest is 722109. 722109, made in Taiwan. Get on there, buddy. Alrighty. I guess I'm about ready to put the rest of the junk back on. I still haven't found the brake shield. I can't even get that thing off there now. How'd I get that on there? There you go. This piece here, I couldn't find that for the other side. Not at a parts store anyway. Might can get it off of eBay. A used one.